Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Chase. Welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're in Tiermaker, and this is because a lot of you asked me to rank the DLC defenders in an actual tier list. This is because the top 5 list, even though it was like cool and it was smart, you all thought that a tier list would actually be better, and I completely understand that because it does show like who's equal, who's not equal, etc. So let's go ahead and jump into this. Anything before Buck and before, obviously off the list, and any attackers are obviously off the list. We're only doing defenders in this video. Next week, after I upload the list for the attackers, we'll do for the attackers as well. And then maybe, I'll do every operator in the game. That's if we're lucky. Okay, so let's look at Frost. Frost is the first one. I'm going to put her in C tier. Now, a lot of pro level players or top level players like Plat, High Gold, Diamond, stuff like that, you all will definitely say that Frost is F tier. And I kind of agree because I'm up there with you. I rarely ever fall for a Frost trap. However, you bronze players, you silver players, and you copper players will say she's in A or B. So that's why she's going to fall in C. Basically, low-level players just fall for it all the time. If you're a low-level player, Frost is a good one to pick up. She can be very easy to hide, but she can also be very hard to hide. It just really depends on who you're playing against. She can either be one of the best trappers in the game or one of the worst. But like I said, if you're anything gold 2 or higher, don't use Frost. If you're anything gold 3 or below, consider using her. I use her from time to time just because I like her weapons and I like her play style. She's a super fun operator play if you don't want to sweat. Next we have Valkyrie. We already know where she is because I put her in the list on yesterday's video. Basically, Valkyrie, like I said in the video, just intel is power in Siege. The more knowledge you have about the enemy, the better off you're going to be. The fact she has all those cameras is what puts her so high. I shouldn't really have to say anything else. Her utility is just through the roof. Next is Cav. I'm going to put Cav in C tier. This is mainly because, actually we'll put her in B tier. That's pushing it for Chase, okay? I don't like Cav. Me putting Cav in B tier is absolutely extraordinary. Cav, basically, she's very, very good in the right hands. Not in the right hands, and someone who's just now picking up Cav, she's F tier, okay? Her weapon kit is very hard to use. You have to get good with her weapons, and I cannot stress that enough. Her M12 and her Spaz 15, I think is what it's called, are very, very, very underwhelming primaries. Her pistol is amazing, but once again, you have to be in tickle distance for it to do anything or take control of that super high damage that it has. As for her ability, the silent step ability, in my opinion, is one of the best things in the game, especially at high ranks, because everyone is going to be fucking sound whoring. Everyone is going to have, their Turtle Beaches or whatever they're playing with, Astro A50s, max volume, right? Everyone is going to have their volume all the way up. As for her interrogation, it can either be a trap for you or it can be something that wins your team the round. When I mean it's a trap is all it has to do is someone has to say interrogation on me. Teammate is literally within 5 feet, comes over, fucking blows your head off. You know what I'm saying? And it's a very hard and long animation to cancel. I know that sounds stupid, but trust me, you'll be dead before it happens. But also, it causes a team to definitely win rounds. It literally reveals the position of players. That's amazing. It can reveal the position of them. It can reveal what they are, and so much more. The only problem I have with that is when you do reveal them, they do kind of run for the hills. It really depends on what map it is. If it's a large map, they'll likely still be in the building. If it's a small map, they'll likely already be out of the building and back behind cover or something like that, to where you also have to reveal yourself. So that's why Cav goes in B tier. You have to be very, very good a player, but I have seen some pretty damn good Cavs. Godly Noob is one of them. Next is Echo. He goes in A tier as well. He's just, the fact that he can just stop people from planting the diffuser is what makes him so strong. I shouldn't really have to say more. I said it all in yesterday's video. If you want to know more about Valkyrie and Echo or anyone else in A tier, except for one of them, go watch yesterday's video. Next is Mira. We talked about her in yesterday's video. The black mirror is just very, very powerful. You can see through the mirror, but the people on the other side of it can't see you. That's what makes it very good. It will slow down a push because people don't know if you're there or not. Never pop the canister. Never do that at all. Try to put it in places where there isn't high traffic for your team. For example, closets or stuff like that. Put that there. Put it in a closet. Because if the canister's popped, you don't have to worry anymore. You won't go in that closet again. Makes sense. Next is Legion. Just entry denial, slowing down the defense, or offense, I'm sorry. Revealing the position of enemies for yourself. Watching your back. There's just so much that this Legion mine can do that I could probably make a 10-minute video out of it. Once again, as long as they're in A tier, except for one, I'm going to put another in A tier that I didn't talk about yesterday. If they're in A tier, watch yesterday's video. Next is Ella. Ella's a tough one. She really is. She's going to go in C tier. Ella, I don't feel like there is really an F tier. Well, actually, there is an F tier defender, but we'll get to that. Ella, her Gersmont mines, they're so loud. They are literally so loud. They let your whole team know where that person is. You can hear them things go off from across the map. They're very easy to hide. I don't know how many times I've ran into one of the damn things. They're so easy to hide. As for her weapon kit, her shotgun I love. Okay, a lot of people do not realize how good that shotgun is. If you're in casual and you're just fucking around and you pick Ella, I really recommend you use that shotgun. Just try it out. Trust me. You'd be surprised by how good it is. As for her Scorpion Evo, very hard to control recoil, but once you master it, it is very rewarding. You cannot use it at long range. A lot of people still have this thought that you can use it at long range because of how it was before her nerf. No, that's not the case anymore. If you try to use this thing at long range, you're not going to hit jack shit. Her secondary pistol, amazing. Just why wouldn't you try to go for a better roamer like Ella, or sorry, not Ella, Caveira or Vigil or someone like that. There's just really no reason to play Ella right now other than her Gersmont mines, and Echo can already do that and disorient the enemy. The next defender we're going to be looking at, Vigil. Okay, Vigil, I talked about it in yesterday's video. His weapon kit is what puts him so high. You could honestly make the argument that he is in B tier alongside Caveira just because his gadget is kind of on the lackluster side, but I'm putting him in an A tier just because of yesterday's video. Alibi. Alibi is a fun one. Alibi is going to go in B tier. A lot of people will... I don't know how controversial this one will be. Alibi, her gadget is very gimmicky, and it is very situational. You can combine it with a deployable shield like someone commented on yesterday's video. Put it behind a deployable shield, and people will likely shoot at it, but I just don't see the point in that. Put it in windows, putting them... I don't know how to play Alibi. I really don't know how to use her holograms. I still haven't found a way. I know there are people who do, and they are very good with it. However, what I see in Alibi is her weapons. Her MX4 Storm is honestly one of the best SMGs in the game. Super high fire rate, super good accuracy. What more could you want? Also, her sidearms, her Bailiff, is literally a pocket shotgun. Very good revolver. And then her Karados, or whatever it's called, has such crazy hipfire accuracy that people have done some pretty stupid things with it. I'm talking literally headshot from the hip consistently. Just Alibi, her guns are very good. Never use the AA-12 shotgun, the automatic shotgun. Just no point in that. Okay, so the one that I've been saying I'm going to put in A tier that wasn't in yesterday's video is Maestro. Maestro just has so much damn utility. I talked about this yesterday. He can see through smoke screens. He can destroy so many gadgets in the game. Thermite charge, bam, done. Twitch drone, bam, done. You know, as long as you hit it with that laser, it's going to get destroyed, and that's what's crazy. His LMG is amazing. It's the only LMG on defense for a reason, because LMGs are very, very good in Siege, especially if it is Maestro's. He can literally just lay there and hip fire the thing. The thing used to have such a broken hip fire that was hilarious. On launch, you could do some pretty hilarious stuff with the hip fire on this gun. It does super high damage. Never run the shotgun. It's super fun to play around with. Trust me. If you're in casual, run the shotgun if you want. Just do it. It rips through walls. That's all it's good for. Doesn't do any damage. Doesn't do much. But never use a shotgun if you're in ranked. Always use the LMG. The LMG just puts out so much damage at such a high fire rate, and it is very accurate, and it has very little recoil. After a while, it gets rough though, and yeah, there's no reason not to play Maestro. The only downside to him, like I mentioned yesterday, is that if you die with his cameras fixed on like a wall, like the view of the camera is fixed on a wall, they're useless. They won't need any purpose for the team anymore. So if you're playing Maestro and you think you'll die soon, or you just need to have that awareness to know that you need to have your camera pointing at an open room or something like that at all times. Never have it facing a wall in case you die, because then that camera is useless. Like I said, with Valkyrie, intel is power in Siege. The next defender we're going to look at is Clash. Clash is C tier. I can't bring myself to put her below Ella, but I can't bring myself to put her above Ella. Her guns are... I'm not going to brag on her guns a lot. Her guns are mediocre at best. Her shield is very, very weird to have on defense, but once again, it's just like Cav. If you get good with her, she's insane. She is a perfect solo queue operator. And when I say that, I mean it. Like, literally, you don't need anything else because of how selfish Clash is. And that's funny, because she is literally a shield operator. She's supposed to protect people, but she's selfish. There's not much to say about her. It's just, you can tell the difference between a great Clash and someone who has no experience with Clash. They're just polar opposites. A good Clash can do that shit where they turn around and put the shield to you while you're shooting at them, then turn around and fucking get your ass in the head. A bad Clash will run around with her shield literally up 24/7. But yeah, I just don't see a reason in playing Clash right now, especially when you have better roamers. Yes, I consider Clash a roamer. When you have better roamers such as Caveira, Alibi, and Vigil. The next DLC defender we're going to be looking at is Kaid. Now, Kaid is a very tough one for me as well. A lot of people will say that he's amazing. A lot of people will say that, why would you run him? You can run Bandit. I'm going to have to put him in... I'm sorry, Zen. I'm going to put him in C tier. Zen will probably kill me if he watches this video. I'm sorry, bud. But I just don't see a point in running Kaid. His AUG 3 sucks. His shotgun DMR is probably the best part about him. But the only problem I have with him is, what can he do that Bandit can't? Other than reinforce or electrify hatches. A lot of people were going to say that. I know people were going to fucking roast me if I didn't bring that up. How many times a game do you have to electrify a hatch? Not that common. You'll run Kaid on some maps. Most maps you'd much rather run a Bandit, because you just won't have to electrify a hatch. And then after you electrify that hatch, you'll only have one left to electrify, literally basically 2 walls. Sometimes 1. Yeah, that's why I'd run Bandit. Is Bandit just can have 4 walls reinforced or electrified, while Kaid, if he reinforces or electrifies a hatch, can literally only electrify 2 walls. So that's a total of 3 versus a total of 4. Any other time, if you're not going to electrify a hatch, there's literally no reason to run Kaid. Bandit's MP7 is much better. His sidearm pistol is much better. That might get me roasted. And Bandit, I just feel, is a whole lot better, especially since he can fucking be a 3-speed. But yeah, that's why Kaid is in the C tier. I just feel like they made him for no reason. I feel like this buff, if it's true, there's a rumor that there's a buff coming out where his radius of the Electro Claw will be broadened and made wider. I feel like that buff will definitely change this. This will make him and Bandit more kind of neck and neck for who's the better wall electrifier. I don't know what the fuck you call it. Next is Mozzie. Mozzie's a tough one for me as well. Mozzie is honestly going to go in the B tier. Mozzie is going here strictly because he has insanely good guns. His Commando 9, flawless. His other fucking gun, can't remember what it's called because there's no reason not to run the Commando 9, flawless. His gadget does very, very well. I just don't see a point in running him when you can have Echo or Valkyrie. Echo's drones are 2 4-shore drones that move around and do so much more, while Mozzie just hacks 3 maybe 3, not confirmed 3, maybe 3 of the attacker's drones, and that you can move around. So Echo's drone is invisible. It gets all these fucking bonuses, like literally stopping a plant. It can disorient, it cloaks, all this shit, and it moves around freely. But you get 2 of them. So are you going to take the Mozzie, who has 3, might be 3 drones, or are you taking Echo, who has the surefire 2 drones that can do all this cool shit? And in the same breath, it's the same way with Valkyrie. You don't know that Mozzie is going to get 3 drones. He might get no drones. He might get 1. He might get 2. He might get all 3. Valkyrie gets all 3. And I feel like Valkyrie's cams are much well hidden compared to the drones. So that's my whole thing behind Mozzie. I just don't. It's much like Kaid. I just don't see a point in running him right now because of how strong Valk and Echo are. We're getting down to the wire here. Next is Warden. He is the only one in F tier. There's not going to be anyone in D tier. I feel like Warden sucks. If you want me to organize this list a little bit more to where there are people in D tier, Ella and Frost go in D tier. Warden, if you want me to just talk about Warden for a second, Warden is in a bad place. When I first tried him out, I was like, oh shit, smoke, you can see through smoke. I did not know that you had to stand still. I did not focus on any of the news coming about him and Knock. And yeah, I didn't know you had to stand still. So I was like, well, I'm going to get this fucking Glass. And I didn't realize that you had to stand still. So I just left myself a sitting duck to Glass, and Glass popped me in the head. There's no reason to run Warden. It's such a situational operator. Hardly anyone uses smokes right now. There's not a real big meta for smokes because of how nerfed Glass is. And that immediately just knocks him because there's no point to run him. And then on top of that, his best gun is literally the MPX. Which I know, the MPX is good. It can be a headshot machine, but it can also be a fucking marshmallow gun. If you don't hit headshots with the MPX, it's not going to kill anyone. So that's what puts Warden in F tier. His guns just suck. His gadget sucks. He's just not in a good place right now. I think they will definitely add a buff to him soon, at least to his gadget. And I'm super stoked to see that. Maybe give him Ying goggles and give him the power to see through fucking smoke. He just has to be standing still. That would be cool. Or make it to where he doesn't have to be standing still. Or make it to where that standing still shit doesn't take as long. Lastly is Goyo. Goyo, it's tough. I want to put him in B tier because I honestly have so much fun playing him. But I also want to put him in C tier because I don't feel like it's far enough along yet. So we'll just put him in B tier. Say that he can be interchangeably switched between these. Goyo, I have so much fun playing. You know what? Fuck it. We'll just do this so it looks cool. That looks cool. Goyo, I just have so much fun playing. That's really his only bonus right now. I don't see a point for his gadget except for entry denial, which you already have someone right here in Smoke who I believe does it better. But the good thing about Goyo is you can have these shields down around the whole map. Then you can put the gasoline tank on the back of them, and that just prevents the enemy from coming in if those deployable shields are broken up. A lot of people will try to Ash Rush. I think this does definitely counter Ash Rush because they'll shoot the deployable shield instead of vaulting over it, and boom, they're fucking on fire and likely dead. It does a lot of damage, and the damage sets in fast, so be careful if you ever step in a Goyo trap. But like I've said, with a lot of these other DLC defenders, except for the ones in A tier, I just don't see a point in running him. I feel like there are definitely better options, even if they're non-DLC operators. Like with Kaid, it's Bandit. With Goyo, it's Smoke, wherever the fuck he is, right there. You know, I just feel like there are better choices for a lot of these operators in the game. Like with Mozzie, it's Echo and Valkyrie that you definitely should pick from these top 6 right here, and then slowly transcend down the tier list. So I hope this guide helped you guys more. If it did, be sure to smack that like button, and if you're new to the channel, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.